for me, I'm sticking with a forward one here. I think the question about who the best overall playmaker was, and I was shocked not necessarily to see Nikita Kucherov at number one, but how much he was above Connor McDavid. I think he had just over 48% of the votes, whereas McDavid was just around 20%. So I think that I was just shocked to see that he was not getting as much love as Kucherov, who obviously is a great player in his own right, but is not, for me. I would think the guy who's had the most points since he's been in the league, leads in assists almost every year. Obviously this year he's not played as many games, but I think I would have put McDavid first, but I can understand Kucherov's fantastic as well. And this year, he's obviously leading in points, and his assists are high as well. So, yeah.
I would say Kucherov at number one is fair, but I would understand maybe it's a closer gap. I think people understand Kucherov's probably one of the he's top 5 player in the world, maybe top 3 player in the world. He might be third behind McKinnon and McDavid. He is phenomenal, and the one thing I would say he might be, Connor McDavid's just all around good, but playmaking, that's the only thing we're talking about here. Kucherov, I would say, is better than McDavid at that. So yeah, that I don't have a problem with Kucherov being number one there.
Yeah.
Does it quickly, Alex? I just wanted to ask does it change your opinion just in this poll on whether or not Connor McDavid is the best player in the league? Because he was not voted the most complete player, I don't believe. Was he? I believe it was Sidney Crosby.
It was Crosby. Crosby and a very close Barkov second.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
so if he's not the most complete player, if his own peers don't view him that, he's not the best playmaker. I think he did win the best skater.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
He won the best forward as well.
Okay, so
he won
by a long margin. That was weird,
ridiculous.
So
margin.
So where is the difference? I just don't understand. Kind of where some of these, unless you're just gonna say because he. What at this point, what is it that he does the best that makes him the best player if he's not considered some of these other categories? I'm not at all saying he's not the best player in the world. I just find it interesting that he's, the things that I've associated him with, he's almost not getting that sort of love anymore for those things. Yeah. So I wonder where the conversation heads.
Well, he was, he won best forward by the largest margin. He was 73% first place. And second place was Nathan McKinnon at 9%. And that to me was shocking because I have McKinnon 1 over McDavid in my opinion. And for McKinnon to be only 9%, it was really shocking to me. And Kucherov was number 3 on that list, I believe. So yeah, it was I understand what you're saying. What's the difference? I guess it's just I think people just look at Crosby's hockey IQ and understanding of the game, and that's probably where because he also won smartest player and then overall complete player. I think that's where
if you need a face off, he's number 1.
Yeah,
that was he was voted number 1 there too.
So it just everything with his game is so well rounded out that that's the difference with Crosby being the best overall player in the league. And then, smartest player, best playmaker, I guess, is I understand there's an argument there, but at the end of the day, McDavid's going to be looked at by a lot of people in the league as the best player. It's just, there's some categories, it's a good question because what makes him great, obviously we can see it on the ice, but
I mean, I'm starting to see a lot of guys that not necessarily play like him, but can come up with some of the similar, we saw last year, how many guys were in the 120s, 130s in points. Guys who can do what he's doing these days. And if they're better in certain categories or as viewed as better at certain specifics, McDavid, at least he needs to start winning cups. It seems like if he's going to get that sort of notoriety, if he's going to be on a Crosby level at some point in his career or viewed as, the greatest player in his generation. So I'm starting to find some interesting storylines within within what's been going on. So and maybe part of that is he's been injured, he's out of people's eyes, so maybe you kind of lose some of that allure. But this playoffs will do huge things for his legacy if he can, will the Oilers to another cup final and hopefully maybe win one. So yeah.
I don't even know if they'll win the first round this year, the way that things are trending. It's just interesting, but it stirs up really good conversation, because if I close my eyes and someone just asked me the best forward, I'm saying McDavid. The fact that you think it's
that's what's funny too, because I am too.
Yeah, I'm not saying that McKinnon in my opinion, he's clearly two.
Kucherov had 144 last year. McKinnon had 140. McDavid 132, and Panarin 120. Pastrnak 110. Matthews 17. Leon Draisaitl 106. Mikko Rantanen 103 or 104. JT Miller 103.
Yeah,
like the league scoring was up so much higher last year than compared to this year. Now, I think part of it has to do with the Four Nations. I think that took a little bit of wear and tear on some guys that probably, you didn't have that last year. You get a break and then you're not playing hockey, like actually going out there and competing. But to go back to the question of why, like, I don't have a definite answer for why he should just be separated, like, as the number one best player in the league. I think it's just the fear that he probably strikes in a lot of people's eyes is, okay, Connor McDavid comes over the boards. There's no greater fear in the NHL to get embarrassed than Connor McDavid. Again, I think in an overall player, I would much rather have Nathan McKinnon. Like, I think
that's
McKinnon,
fair. I disagree fully, but I get it. He's number two in my eyes, so it's not a stupid opinion. It's definitely not a dumb opinion.
It's not like saying McKinnon. I'm not saying McKinnon's like a tier above McDavid. Like, they're apples to oranges. Like, they're basically the exact same player. They're the best two players in the world, and they're at a different level compared to everyone else, in my opinion.
What I'll say is, I think, like, I know this is all semantics, right? We're arguing over player polls, but this is what sports is all about. If the question is posed to me, I need a goal right now. And you pick a player. I'm picking McDavid.
If you need a goal,
if someone asks me if I need a goal, McDavid. No matter what.
I'm taking Austin Matthews. If I need a goal,
I'm not taking Austin Matthews. I'm taking David Pastrnak.
The problem is like, how do these guys get the puck? Who's giving them the puck, right? It's someone else likely. And I'm not discrediting the fact that, like, it obviously used to be Ovechkin, but I might not even pick Ovechkin because he's standing on the blue line waiting for the puck. It's
harder for him to do it on his own, that's for sure.
He's not the best goal scorer in the league, but if I need a goal, I'm McDavid, because he will go end to end. He'll deke around 15 guys if he needs to. We've seen a bunch of these goals. Now, if someone asks me who's the one player that can lead a franchise to a Stanley Cup, then I will pick McKinnon. And it's not because he's done it before, but it's because it's been documented how much of a complete psycho he is off the ice. He holds guys accountable. He does the work himself. He leads by example, but he's also vocal.
And it's not just...
He's a monster.
It's not like... It's also that Colorado dressing room, because he got taught by Landeskog how to be, like, a legit worker. And, like, obviously Crosby took him underneath his wing, and he saw... like, his whole thing is, like, impressing Crosby and, like, outdoing Crosby. Or not outdoing, but, like, trying to get... It's almost like Crosby's his dad in some weird way. You're trying to, like, make him proud. Like, that's kind of where McKinnon is, I feel like. So yeah, like, it's definitely, you're completely right. Like, it's just he has a different level than anyone sees on or like in front of a camera. He holds himself very accountable. He holds his teammates very accountable. You can see it on the ice. But yeah, it's a different level. And I agree. I think a lot of people's opinion on McDavid on being a leader kind of changed after that documentary series came out, either in a good way or in a bad way. You either liked him yelling, or you didn't like him yelling. I guarantee if you go into 16 locker rooms 16 locker rooms for the Stanley Cup playoffs this year. 16 people will be yelling at their teammates in between a period.
Probably. Yeah.
So you can say it's a bad thing. You can say it's a good thing. It happens every single period by one person on the team.